officers about the action which he had done, the action of disobeying the orders. He gave reasoning for that he does not want that he should be considered as being disrespectful to the authority or a lawbreaker. And what reasoning he gave for that he had a conflict of duties. You can look at the paragraph and the lines again given. Gandhi protested against the delay. He read a statement pleading guilty. He was involved. He told the court in a conflict of duties, on the one hand, not to set a bad example as a lawbreaker, and on the other hand, to render the humanitarian and national service for which he had come. That means he had come especially to the Champaran district to give solution from the injustice or the exploitation to the peasants. So he told the British authorities that there was a conflict of duties in his mind. That was conflict or struggle. उसके मन में ये conflict थी कि वो किस काम के लिए आया और उसको क्या काम करना चाहिए. That's why he wanted that it should not be delayed, and he accepted his guilt. He admitted that he has done wrong by disobeying the orders. So whatever the punishment is due, that should be given to them. But what was that conflict? He explained that on the one hand, he did not want to set a bad example as a lawbreaker. Disobeying the law and becoming a lawbreaker, he does not want to set an example for others कि दूसरे भी उसकी इस गलत बात को follow करें. He does not want to do like this. But on the other hand, to render the humanitarian and national service. To render means to do, to perform his duties as on the humanitarian ground, that means helping all the human beings, and on the national service, that means working for his own country, the feelings of patriotism. On the one hand, he does not want to set an example of a lawbreaker. On the other hand, he had to do the service for the human beings who are referred here. Who are the human beings in the service के लिए आएगा? He came there to help them, and on the second point, to serve his nation, because all those belong to his own nation. So this was the other conflict in his mind, and he came specially for this. That's why he said he disregarded the order to leave, not for want of respect for the lawful authority. Lawful authority here refers to the British government. That he has shown disrespect, and he disregarded the order not for the want of disrespect. कि उसके मन में कोई ऐसी disrespect नहीं थी उस authority के लिए कि जिस वजह से उसने ये disobey किया है, but in obedience to the higher law of our being, that is the voice of conscience. लेकिन इससे ऊपर भी क्या है, हमारे ऊपर एक और हायर बीइंग है, इस लॉफुल अथॉरिटी से ऊपर एक और हायर बीइंग है, दैट इज द विश ऑफ द गॉड, एंड दैट वी कम टू नो फ्रॉम आवर इनर सोल. द वॉइस ऑफ कॉन्शियस जो हमारी होती है, जो हमारे अंदर से आवाज आती है, दैट इज द वॉइस ऑफ गॉड ओनली. सो ही सेड आई हैव टू लिसन दैट हायर बीइंग. दैट्स व्हाई ही हैड शोन disrespect, otherwise he had no disrespect for the authorities, and he asked the penalty due. That's why he is asking that whatever the penalty or the punishment is due for him, that should be declared. The case should not be postponed or delayed. Clear? Is it clear now? Now come to the next page, 51. When we came to know that Mahatma Gandhi was released without any day, without any condition, so all these influential people, the lawyers who had collected there, they had discussion with Mahatma Gandhi. And Mahatma Gandhi asked them कि suppose he was sentenced to imprisonment, कि अगर उसको arrest कर लिया जाता है, तो what would they do? What would be the action plan for them? And they considered that there is no need to stay them there because they came to help Mahatma Gandhi and support Mahatma Gandhi, and if he was arrested, then there is no need to stay. But Mahatma Gandhi got very angry and he again rebuked him. First time also they were rebuked for charging high fee for the court cases. And then Mahatma Gandhi also told that the cases should not be taken to the courts. It is useless to take the cases till the peasants are full of fear. If they are brave, if they are bold and courageous, only then they can put forward the real facts. Otherwise, these are not the real facts which are given under pressure, under fear. so the cases should not be taken to the court. Now again all these lawyers were advised and rebuked by Mahatma Gandhi, and they were compelled to have discussion again on this matter. And after that they all met together and they had the discussion that is given to you in the second paragraph. What about the injustice to the sharecroppers? तो महात्मा गांधी से पूछते हैं कि अगर आप वापस चले जाओगे तो what would happen to the injustice to these sharecroppers, exploitation for which we had started the work, जिसके लिए हम काम कर रहे हैं, ये प्रोटेस्ट चल रहा है, ये डेमोन्स्ट्रेशंस हो रही हैं, उसका क्या बनेगा फिर? महात्मा गांधी को अरेस्ट कर लिया गया और ये सारे इन्फ्लुएंशियल पीपल जो हैं, they will go back to their homes, they will not do anything. Then what is the matter? Means ये सारा प्रोटेस्ट जो है वो यूजलेस है फिर. गांधी जी demanded, the lawyers withdrew to consult. Withdrew means they were compelled to consult. एक बार फिर से उनको मजबूर होकर दोबारा डिस्कशन करनी पड़ी इस पॉइंट के ऊपर. And they thought that Rajendra Prasad has recorded the upshot of their consultation. They thought among themselves that Gandhi was totally a stranger, and yet he was prepared to go to prison for the sake of peasants. Rajendra Prasad, who came up with this outcome, upshot means outcome of their consultation. कि जो उन्होंने discussion करी, जो consult करा, उसका क्या result हुआ? He told this, which is given to you in the inverted commas. They said they thought, they here refers to all these influential people, the lawyers. कि उन्होंने बैठकर फिर से सोच विचार करा among themselves that Gandhi was totally a stranger. Mahatma Gandhi, who was a stranger to these people, he did not know these people of Champaran district, but still he came there to support them, to help them, and he was ready to go to jail for them. For their sake, he was ready to give arrest. And if they, on the other hand, being not only the residents of the adjoining districts, जबकि वो लोग क्या हैं? They all are the residents of the adjoining districts, nearby areas में वो रहते हैं, and also those who claimed to have served these peasants should go home. And they claim that they have served these peasants. How? By taking their cases to the courts, by helping them, by supporting them. कि वो claim कर रहे थे कि हम इनकी help कर रहे थे already, and they would go home. It would be shameful desertion. And then they realize that if they do like this, it would be a shameful act for them. Desertion means leaving or abandoning and the matter, कि उस matter को बीच में छोड़कर वो अगर अपने अपने घरों में वापस चले जाते हैं और महात्मा गांधी को अरेस्ट कर लिया जाता है और वो कुछ नहीं करते इसके मामले में, तो it will be a shameful action on their part. They all realized after when they got rebuked from Mahatma Gandhi and he told them what would happen to the injustice of these sharecroppers. They accordingly went back to Gandhi and told him they were ready to follow him into jail. Then they told Mahatma Gandhi that they all were also ready to follow Mahatma Gandhi कि अगर महात्मा गांधी को अरेस्ट कर लिया जाता है तो वो भी उसको फॉलो करेंगे. That means they will also give their arrest. The battle of Champaran is won, he exclaimed. Underline like this line. At what point Mahatma Gandhi felt that this battle of Champaran has been won? When all the influential people or the lawyers were with Mahatma Gandhi, and they told that if he was arrested, they all would follow him. They would also give their arrest. वो खुद भी अपने आप गिरफ्तारी देंगे. At that time, Mahatma Gandhi felt that this battle of Champaran was won. Then he took a piece of paper and divided the group into pairs and put down the order in which each pair was to quote arrest. और उसके बाद कहते महात्मा गांधी ने एक लिस्ट बनाई जिसमें कि इनको पेयर्स में डिवाइड किया गया and how they all have to go for their arrest in pairs. That plan was made. Several days later, Gandhi received a written communication from the magistrate informing him that the lieutenant governor of the province had ordered the case to be dropped. But nothing happened like that. Mahatma Gandhi was not arrested because now the British government came to know that it would cause problem for them only. And he got a written message from the magistrate in which it was informed by the lieutenant governor of the province that the case had been dropped. That means the case has been cancelled. उस केस को खत्म कर दिया गया. And at that time, what was realized? That civil disobedience had triumphed. And note down these points where these statements were given. पहला पॉइंट हमने क्या देखा? महात्मा गांधी ने कैसे उन लोगों को फियर से बाहर निकाला? What was the point? When they all gathered around the court. At that time, it was realized that they all had come come out of their feeling of fear. And then Mahatma Gandhi told the Britishers that their power, which was unquestioned, which was dreaded, now that could be challenged. It showed their feeling of fearlessness. Then the Battle of Champaran was won when this statement was given, when all the influential people also agreed to give their arrest after Mahatma Gandhi. And here we got the statement when Mahatma Gandhi said that civil disobedience had triumphed the first time in the modern world. When he got message from the Lieutenant Governor for discussion and the case was dropped. बिना किसी condition के उस case को खत्म कर दिया गया British government की द्वारा. And then it was realized that it is only due to that demonstrations, that protest, civil disobedience movement के accordingly जो महात्मा गांधी ने पहले disobey करा और उसके बाद सारे peasants ने collect होकर वहाँ पर demonstration करी, that was the civil disobedience and this had triumphed. It has got the victory. Gandhiji and the lawyers now proceeded to conduct a far-flung inquiry into the grievances of the farmers. But even then, they did not stop their work. They continued working in the same direction. All the lawyers and the Mahatma Gandhi, they all collected inquiries and the grievances, means complaints of the peasants. जो उन peasants की Britishers के against या British landlords के against जो भी grievances थी, जो complaints थी, वो collect की गई. Depositions by 10,000 peasants were written down. Near about 10,000 peasants wrote their complaints with witnesses. Deposition means documents, legal papers with witness. पूरे proof के साथ उन्होंने papers अपने complaint के लिखे. And the whole area throbbed with the activity of the investigators and the vehement protests of the landlords. That means पूरे जोश शोर के साथ पूरी activity जो थी investigation की चल रही थी, and they all were making vehement protests, strong protests against the landlords, and they were giving in writing their complaints. So in this way they were collecting the proofs to show it to the higher authorities. In June, Gandhi was summoned to Sir Edward Gate, note down the name, the Lieutenant Governor. In the month of June he was invited by Sir Edward Gate, who was Lieutenant Governor at that time. Before he went, he met leading associates and again laid detailed plans for civil disobedience if he should not return. See, once again, always whenever he left, whenever he was called for the meeting, he was having doubt in mind that the Britishers can do anything. So he had planning with and discussions with all the members before leaving. जाने से पहले वो हर बार पूरी planning करके जाते थे that if he did not return, what action plan should be taken. He discussed with everyone. So with all the leading associates, he again made detailed plans, but nothing wrong happened. He was not arrested, nothing was done by the British officers, but they had 4 prolonged interviews with the Lieutenant Governor, who as a result appointed an official commission of inquiry to the indigo sharecroppers situation. Mahatma Gandhi stressed them so much that they were compelled to fix this commission, made this committee for the inquiry for the indigo sharecroppers. The commission consisted of, underline the members who were in that committee, it consisted of the landlords who belonged to the Britishers or the Indians? Britishers, government officials and representative, Gandhi as the sole representative of the peasants. There was no one else from the peasant side, only Mahatma Gandhi was the only representative from the peasant sides in this committee. And this committee was set up to discuss this matter of the sharecropping and find some solution. Gandhi remained in Champaran for an initial uninterrupted period of 7 months. Underline this time period. He stayed there uninterrupted for 7 months. That means continuously for 7 months he stayed there. And then again for several short visits. After that he came for short visits in that area. The visit undertaken casually on the entreaty of an unlettered peasant. ये visit जो कि 7 months तक चली, that was an entreaty. Entreaty means a request made by an unlettered peasant. Who was unlettered peasant referred here? किसके कहने पे, किसकी request पे वो वहाँ आए थे? राजकुमार शुक्ला, who was an unlettered peasant, means uneducated. Unlettered means लिखना नहीं जानता था, पढ़ना नहीं जानता था, and he was uneducated peasant. A request made by him in the expectation that it would last for a मतलब उनको क्या लग रहा था कि इट वुड बी अ मैटर ऑफ ओनली अ फ्यू डेज, कि जब वो वहाँ आए थे तो उनको लग रहा था कि कुछ दिनों की बात है एंड द प्रॉब्लम वुड बी सॉल्व, बट इट ऑक्यूपाइड ऑलमोस्ट अ ईयर ऑफ Gandhi's life, but it took complete 1 year to solve this problem. The official inquiry assembled a crushing mountain of evidence against the big planters. Now, what was done by that commission or the committee which was established to solve this problem? They collected large number of evidences and complaints which were made by the peasants against the big planters. When they saw this, they agreed in principle. And when they noticed that so many problems were there, crushing mountain, that means large number of complaints, crushing these peasants, exploiting these peasants, when they agreed in principle, that means on the legal point of view, to make refunds to the peasants. What was agreed upon? To make refunds to the peasant. For what? Refund was referred to? किस चीज का रिफंड करने के लिए वो एग्री कर गए? Compensation which was made by the poor peasants when they were told to break up with this long-term contract of planting the 15% holdings with the Indigo. इस कॉन्ट्रैक्ट से जब उनको फ्री करने के लिए कंपेंसेशन मांगी गई थी, they were ready to refund that compensation, but how much must we pay? They asked Gandhi. Now the British officers demanded from Gandhi how much compensation should be given back, how much money should be given back. They were not ready to give the whole money. They thought he would demand repayment in full of the money which they had illegally and deceitfully extorted from the sharecroppers. Please note down that they were admitting this point that they had collected this money illegally and deceitfully. धोखे के साथ, चीटिंग के साथ और इलीगल वे में उन्होंने ये पैसा कलेक्ट किया था. They agreed on this point and they knew this thing that Mahatma Gandhi would ask for the full payment. He asked only 50%, but in reality what happened? Mahatma Gandhi asked for 50%. There he seemed adamant, but writes Reverend J.Z. Hodge, a British missionary in Champaran, who observed the entire episode at close range. He was noting down all these points. He wrote in his close observation that Mahatma Gandhi was adamant on this point that 50% should be given back, thinking probably that he would not give way. The representative of the planters offered to refund to the extent of 25%. But when the British officers, they saw that he would not agree on this point to leave this matter, they agreed on 25%. And to his amazement, Mr. Gandhi took him at his word, but they were very much surprised, and the person who was giving this close observation, Reverend J.Z. Hodge, he also got very surprised when he came to know that Mahatma Gandhi agreed on this point. Took him at his word means he agreed on this point because it was breaking the deadlock. At least it was putting an end to the condition and the terms which were fixed by the British officers. He was happy that at least they were able to make these Britishers surrender in front of them. क्योंकि वो आगे अपने झुकाने के लिए काबिल थे. This settlement was adopted unanimously by the commission. All the members of the commission agreed on this condition. Gandhiji explained that the amount of the refund was less important than the fact that the landlords had been obliged to surrender part of the money and with it part of their prestige. Please underline this point. Why he agreed on 25% compensation back? Because according to him, at least the important thing was that they were able to make them surrender not only the money but their prestige also, their power and their authority also. Therefore, as far as the peasants were concerned, the planters had behaved as lords above the law. They were considering themselves as the lords above the law, and now the peasants saw that he had rights and defenders. He learned courage. Note down the next point. They became courageous now and they got their own lands, they got their rights back. That means they were working on their own lands and they considered themselves as the owners of their lands. Events this justified Gandhi's position. Within a few years, the British planters abandoned their estates, which reverted to peasants. Reverted means given back to the peasants. Indigo sharecropper disappeared. So in this way, the problem came to an end, because after a few years, they noticed that all the British land owners, the planters, they left the land and the land was handed over to the Indian peasants. Gandhi never contented himself with large political or economic solutions. He saw the cultural and social backwardness in the Champaran villages and wanted to do something about it immediately. He was not satisfied only with this ending of the sharecropping system. He noticed that the people living in that area were backward socially, culturally and economically also. So he wanted to improve their condition in those fields also. He appealed for teachers, and to make the upliftment and bring development among them, the first thing he thought was to give education to these people. That can bring a change. So he appealed to the teachers. Mahadev Desai, Narhari Parekh, two young men who had just joined Gandhi as disciples. They were the new disciples of Mahatma Gandhi, and their wives volunteered for the work. They offered their services for this work of education in that area. Several more came from Bombay, Pune and other distant parts of the land. Many other people joined in this work of education. Devdas, Gandhi's youngest son, arrived from the ashram, and so did Mrs. Gandhi. Primary schools were opened in 6 villages, and to make the development in the field of education, first the schools were opened, teachers were there, and Kasturba Bai taught the ashram rules on personal cleanliness and community sanitation. And the next important point was about the health and hygiene, about the cleanliness. And that work was given to Mrs. Gandhi, Kasturba Bai, who told the people about the rules for their cleanliness. Health conditions were miserable. Gandhi got a doctor to volunteer his services for 6 months. After starting with the education, they worked on the matter of health also. There were no hospitals, no doctors, no medicines. So a doctor was called there who volunteered his services for 6 months. 3 medicines were available: castor oil, quinine and sulfur ointment. Anybody who showed a coated tongue was given a dose of castor oil. Anybody with malaria fever received quinine plus castor oil. Anybody with skin eruptions received ointment plus castor oils. These were the only 3 medicines which were given for all type of treatments. That means in this way they started giving them medicines and health, curing their health problems also. Gandhi noticed the filthy state of women's clothes. He asked Kasturba Bai to talk to them about it. One woman took Kasturba Bai to her hut and said, "Look, there is no box or cupboard here for cloths. The sari I am wearing is the only one I have." So this was the proof for the critical condition or the poverty of those people. When Mahatma Gandhi noted that they were not having clean cloths, even the women, he told Kasturba Bai to talk to those women, and when she talked to one of them, she took Kasturba Bai to her home and told clearly that she did not have any box, any cupboard where the other cloths are kept, and she had only that one sari. That's why they were not able to wash that, and they were wearing dirty clothes. During his long stay in Champaran, Gandhi kept a long distance watch on the ashram. It does not matter that he was in Champaran, but he took care of the ashram also, and he was keeping check on that. He sent regular instructions by mail and asked for financial accounts. जो भी messages होते थे, they were sent, and even financially accounts were also checked. Once he wrote to the residents that it was time to fill the old latrine trenches and dig new ones, otherwise the old ones would begin to smell bad. That means while sitting in Champaran district, he was taking care of the ashram also. The Champaran episode was a turning point in Gandhi's life. What I did, he explained, was a very ordinary thing. I declared that the British could not order me about in my own country. Underline this point. Why he considered this Champaran episode as a turning point in his life, because after this incident he came to know and he realized, and he even made the Britishers realize this thing, that now living in their country they would not be able to order anyone, not even Mahatma Gandhi and not to the other people. That means till then they were ordering, they were giving their things to the Indians to follow, but now the Indians will not follow because their power will be challenged now, and they had become fearless, courageous, bold also. They can be questioned. So that's why this was considered as a great turning point in Mahatma Gandhi's life also. But Champaran did not begin as an act of defiance. But Mahatma Gandhi also made it clear that it is not the beginning of defiance, that means refusal, disobeying the orders and the rules. It grew out of an attempt to elevate the distress of large numbers of poor peasants. He did not want to disobey the orders, as he has already told that it was a conflict of duties and not the disrespect to the authorities. But he was following the voice of his conscience. What he wanted to tell, that it is not the beginning of the refusal or the disobedience. It grew out of the idea to elevate. Elevate means to improve the condition of the large number of poor peasants. उनकी condition को improve करने के लिए उसने ये disobedience movement जो थी start करी थी. Otherwise it was not a disrespect to the authorities. This was the typical Gandhian pattern. His politics were intertwined with the practical day-to-day problems of the millions, because this was the typical philosophy of Mahatma Gandhi, because he was involving all the practical problems of day-to-day life of these people, millions of these peasants. His was not a loyalty to abstractions only to general ideas, written some points कि कुछ आपने legal points लिख लिए, सिर्फ उन points को follow करना जो था, that was not his loyalty. It was a loyalty to living human beings. What was he doing? That was loyalty to the human beings who were living and what they were facing, what problems and the struggles and the exploitation, injustice they were facing. He was trying to put an end to those. Not only the points which were written on the paper. कि सिर्फ वो कागजी कार्रवाई पे विश्वास नहीं रखते थे. He was taking the problems in the practical way. Day to day life में जो human beings को, उन peasants को problem आ रही थी, he was trying to solve those problems. So he was loyal to the humanity, not to the abstractions. Try to understand this term also, because this can also be converted into a question, that how he tells this thing, that his was not a loyalty to the abstractions, but his loyalty was to the human beings. In everything Gandhi did, moreover, he tried to mold a free Indian who could stand on his own feet and thus make India free. So in every field Mahatma Gandhi tried to mold, that means bring change to new Indians and making the people of India free and making them stand on their feet, that means becoming independent, coming out of their feeling of fear and becoming bold and courageous. So in this way he tried to make India free. This was the first step towards the Indian struggle movement. Early in Champaran action, Charles Freed Andrews, the English pacifist, no doubt who was this man, Charles Freed Andrews, he was an English pacifist who had become a devoted follower of Mahatma, came to bid Gandhi farewell before going to a tour of duty to the Fiji Islands. He was going to Fiji Islands for his duty and he came to bid farewell to Mahatma Gandhi. Gandhi's lawyer friends thought it would be a good idea for Andrews to stay in Champaran and help them. And Mahatma Gandhi's companions or the lawyer friends, all those influential people, they suggested Mahatma Gandhi that they should take the help of this Englishman and he should be told to stay here in the Champaran district and help them, because he was a British officer. Andrew was willing, even he was also willing if Gandhi agreed. But Gandhi was vehemently opposed. Underline this line. He was totally against this idea. He said, you think that in this unequal fight, it would be helpful if we have an Englishman on our side? Again, he rebuked all those lawyers here, saying that it would be an unequal fight. Because if they take the help or the support of the British officer, it would not be equal fight. And it will be helpful if we have an English man on our side. This shows the weakness of your heart. That means the Britishers will realize that the Indians are weak. That's why they are taking the help of the British officer. The cause is just, and you must rely upon yourself to win the battle. Underline this point again. Mahatma Gandhi once again chided those lawyers and rebuked them that they should not take unnecessary help of that British officers, because their cause is just. They are fighting for a just cause, good cause. ठीक, injustice के लिए वो लड़ रहे हैं, तो वो उनकी लड़ाई जो है वो just है. And you must rely upon yourself to win the battle. And they must have self-dependence. This is the another point that was caused among these lawyers and the Indians by the this great saint Mahatma Gandhi at that time. That was the idea of self-reliance, or the self-reliance was put among these people by refusing the help of this British officer, because according to him the cause was just for which they were fighting, and they must depend upon themselves, not take the help of English officers for this. Otherwise they would be considered as weak. You should not seek a prop in Mr. Andrew. Prop here refers to the support, because he happens to be an Englishman. कि वो Englishman है इसलिए उसकी support लें. It should not be. He refused for the support directly. So in this way he infused the spirit of self-reliance among the Indians and the lawyers. Please note down this incident you have to give if the question comes on the self-reliance. How Mahatma Gandhi infused the spirit of self-reliance among the Indians and among the lawyers. Then you have to tell this incident, that he was totally against taking the help of this English officer who was ready to give help. But Mahatma Gandhi told that if we take the help, this would be weakness of our heart. And we should not take this help because we are just in our cause. We are fighting for the good cause, and we should depend upon ourselves, not on the British officer. So this will be an unequal fight. He was totally against this. In this way, he infused the spirit of self-reliance among these people. He had read our minds correctly. Rajendra Prasad comments, and we had no reply. So when they were rebuked for this, they did not have any reply to give Mahatma Gandhi. So Gandhi in this way taught us a lesson of self-reliance. Underline this word. Self-reliance, Indian independence, and help to share property were all bound together. But this again can be converted into a question. A long question where you have to mention all the 3 points, how they were infused with the self-reliance, giving this last incident, or refusing the help of the English officer, and Indian independence. That is when he felt that the British were now confused and they were surrendered. They had surrendered their prestige and the money in front of the Indians. At that time he felt that this was the victory of the Indian independence, and the struggle of movement started from here. This was the first step in the Indian struggle movement, when he thought that this episode had changed his life. That was a turning point in his life. And the third thing, help to share croppings. How he helped them and how the sharecropping system disappeared from the Champaran district. You have to link all the 3 incidents in this long question. Only then this statement